As a local inhabitant of Iowa City, you are constantly faced with the decision of how and where to spend your time. When you aren't busy, you can go to church, sit in a park, attend a Hawkeye football game, catch a quick fast food meal, or dine at a tasty restaurant. Making a decision can be overwhelming with thousands of choices, even when focusing on something as simple as choosing a place to eat. In the immensely competitive market of the restaurant business, it can be hard to choose the best place to dine on any given night. What's the menu like? How's the atmosphere? Is it expensive? Is it healthy? Do they serve fresh foods? Many restaurants put a great deal of time attempting to meet the desires of customers. But with so much competition, it can be difficult to separate yourself and appeal to customers. In the Iowa City restaurant business, the Motley Cow succeeds because of the individuality and commitment to serve nothing but fresh, local produce. I'm Grant Klenovich.
And I'm Hannah Van Zulen.
And I'm Dan Tolis, and we interviewed Melissa Sinclair, the general manager of Motley Cow, to reveal why the Motley Cow deserves a broader recognition in Iowa City.
It was known for having really unique food and a very small, intimate atmosphere, long-standing staff that were really knowledgeable, and he was sourcing local food then, but it wasn't as much of a trend at the time. It was more just about going into a locally owned restaurant and having, food that was prepared fresh for you, and having like a similar dining experience. I moved away and I came back and was still looking for a restaurant job. This was just kind of, to me, the top tier restaurant in town. Yeah.
In order to keep their top-tier status, Motley Cow tends to hire an older, more knowledgeable staff that represents the restaurant in a positive way.
Who have a professional career and they're just supplementing their income by being here. So we have a lot of unique personalities that I think draw customers in and kind of keep them coming back. And it's just a really nice, creative work environment.
Okay.
The Motley Cow serves a variety of meals to their customers. Many people in the community are not aware of the types of food that is served. Therefore, they have false pretenses of the menu.
Good about being current with dietary needs, and a lot of people assume that we're a vegetarian restaurant. We're not really. He really enjoys cooking with all different sorts of meats and using them as bases on the plates, but you can usually come in here and just give us your dietary restrictions and we can come up with a nice meal for you. So I think that's really, in today's society, a lot of people have a lot more concern about what they're eating, so you can trust the kitchen here.
Since more people are concerned about what they are eating, the Motley Cow serves local fresh foods from producers they know on a personal basis.
It's easier now to sell the local food, and we don't necessarily focus on organic food, but we're very concerned about knowing our producers. Almost everybody who brings food to us that we purchase food, we know them on a first name basis. We know the farm that it's coming from and how fresh the food is, and they're keeping us up to date with what's seasonal, what's looking good, what's good to sell. I think in the past, the knee-jerk reaction was organic or local food is more expensive, but I think for the most part, people are starting to understand that maybe the extra dollar you're spending is worth it in the long run.
College kids don't often come here because of the high price, but once you dine here, you'll realize it's worth the extra money because of the high-quality food.
Yeah, because you get to see the food that even comes in.
Yeah, and a lot of food they prepare as it's needed, so we don't have frozen soups that we ordered from large companies, or sometimes we don't have tomatoes year round because they're just not in season and they're not good. And a lot of the food is getting cleaned and cut to order. So I think that's pretty rare. When you're going somewhere where food's been prepped and sitting around, it just tastes different.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the difference.
Is your target audience then like the locals probably mostly, or sort of?
I think it's everyone. People definitely come from other places in Iowa to eat here. We pick up new customers just randomly. I had a couple come in. They were traveling through from Des Moines and stopped and had dinner, and now they're of course they're probably not doing this anymore if the weather changed, but they started going to the Riverside Casino to golf every other weekend, and then they come in here for dinner. It was that was kind of their new thing, and they were excited to
which is so nice to do.
Figure out find the new things we were doing. They started making relationships with the staff, and So I think coming from out of town, if you don't really have a base here, the restaurant can kind of serve as a place for you to like know you're gonna like stop in.
During our interview, a new worker shared her experience with working at the Motley Cow so far, and how she has thoroughly enjoyed it.
Kate is a new employee here, and she's a really wonderful barista with a great reputation in town, so I'm trying to build some more of our coffee business. So yeah, there's just a lot of little things that I think maybe are totally discovered.
I know, yeah.
But
I
we're working on
love
it.
coffee. Last time I came in here, I got a cappuccino for brunch, and it was really good.
Awesome.
I don't know if I saw it here, but if it was top notch.
Sunday was my first brunch shift, so that'll be kind of my scene. I hope.
Yes.
That's where I want you. That's where I want you. But yeah, so when I first started working here, I was like, oh, lunch is like, you can come sit at the bar and like nurse a bottomless cup of coffee, and then spatter it with some fries.
Yeah.
Really good fries. And really
Absolutely.
good. So like, I'm trying to be like, I'm here lunch and brunch, so you should come.
Yeah, and like she can use things like Facebook to tell her friends, hey, I'm at the Motley Cow now, so we all like to do those things. But yeah, it's definitely like the best kept secret in town. Between 2 and 5, this place is completely.
As well as helping community artists, they help the environment by using many reusable products throughout the restaurant.
A lot of locally sourced pieces of furniture.
Yeah.
The contractor is who runs a business here in Iowa City, which is nice for us because if anything goes wrong, he's here. But it's supporting him as well, Mark Kennedy. And then we did a pretty big renovation, not this August, but the year before, in 2013, and changed some of the elements. But the tables were made by a local artist. They're wood slab tables.
The Motley Cow is very involved with local artists who help design the restaurant, as well as being close and involved with the local farmers who sell them their fresh produce.
See like a lot of your people who give your food and come and eat here.
Yeah, for sure. Not. I think they come here to dine when they can. But
Yeah,
a lot
because I
of,
feel like it's kind of
like David Braverman, who owns Braverman Farms. Like if you see him out, that's like a big night because he's pretty much working from sunup to sundown all the time. And Derek Roller, he'll come in, have dinner with his family. But for the most part, we're seeing them come through the back door with food, literally like in the middle of a Friday night if we need something. So it's really great.
That is really awesome.
To sum up the Motley Cow as a whole, Melissa shares her overall views and goals of the restaurant.
I think probably just recapping on what I said. I think we're trying to make consistent quality beverages, cocktails, and food, giving really great customer service, making it a really welcome atmosphere for people. And just the way that the restaurant is designed, like I said before, it's really easy for us to interact and build relationships with any of the clientele, whether you're a repeat customer or it's your first time in here. We kind of treat everyone the same. It's very common for David to come from behind the line and just talk to a table about the dining experience, and then we get feedback and they feel like they really care.
Yeah,
which
is awesome.
Great. So, just kind of growing and building on what we already have established, which I think for the most part is really nice.
You definitely have like a good establishment. I've been telling all my friends, like when your family's come in town, go to this restaurant. I swear.
It's really wonderful to hear. We love hearing stuff like that, and it's a tough business to be in because a lot of people don't share their positive experiences, like on Yelp.
And there's a million restaurants in Iowa City. It's so difficult to talk about one, but
and you only really hear through a lot of the review systems online the negative experience.
People love to be negative, basically.
Well, I think that standard which you hear about, I don't know if you guys have ever taken any basic advertising courses or public relations, is if you have a positive experience, supposedly you'll share it with 1 to 5 people, but if you have a bad experience, it's like 5 to 10 people.
Yeah.
So you're always kind of one step behind. Which is, I think, why consistency is so important.
Yeah.
And keeping a really knowledgeable, wonderful staff that is going to stick around. When I hire, I always ask people, could you be here for a year? Or is that something that you foresee yourself being in town for the next year or so? It's just really important to us and our clientele that they know who they're who's waiting on them.
Yeah.
So people don't want to come in and see a different bartender every time they walk through the door.
Yeah,
They wanna
it's
come
nice to
in,
have that
see
comfort of the
something
same
they like to
person.
drink or what they had the last time they were here.
After analyzing countless features and information about the Motley Cow, it is clear that the space consistently creates a fresh and earthy vibe. Its elegant menu and resourceful physical design add to the inviting atmosphere. We firmly believe that the Motley Cow deserves wider recognition, especially with our generation.